This is a nice grocery store. Really nice grocery store, and I really like it. I mainly came here to use the bathroom, but I have no reason to buy nothing, so I might as well just leave. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Leave.
Thanks, you too.
Yep, a really nice grocery store. And now, just an update as far as my job search, right? Yeah, just a small update on my job search. You know, this jobbing, the job in housing. I don't know what's wrong with these companies. These companies are, I don't know, they're just completely delusional, or they just don't care, which I believe is the latter. They don't care, and that's why they're doing it. So this is the update as far as my job situation. I haven't exactly quit my job yet, but in the next 2-3 days, 3 days, I'm for sure leaving them. That's for sure. I'm leaving them. I'm giving them literally a 5-hour notice. I'm giving them a 5-hour notice. Not no 2 weeks notice, because they can get rid of me right then and there. But I'm giving them a 5-hour notice, dispatch. But anyway, so far I've applied for I think 15 or 18, 15 to 18 job applications. That's what I've done. All of them are pretty much grocery stores, okay? Because that's where I have the most seniority in, all right? Because I have, department manager experience and all. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. So out of all them 10 jobs, out of all those 15 job applications I've filled out, and there's even still some more even before that nobody has contacted me with. Only one of them called me so far. All right, and that was one of the grocery stores. Obviously, she's calling me and stuff like that. That's the first time I say that. She called me to get more, information out of me, and then she was just basically going through my entire resume, asking me why did I leave each job and everything. So, for an example, she asked me why did I leave my current job. To her, she think I've already quit it, okay? But in reality, I technically haven't, all right? But she asked me, why did you quit? Okay, you were working at your warehouse job. Why did you quit it? I told her the honest, well, not 100% the honest reason why, but basically I told her upper management, they were not compensating with my, with my whole safety issue. So there's that part. But she says she wasn't really understanding, so I had to tell her the reason why. I had to tell her. This is on the phone, all right? This is like pretty much a phone interview, all right? Pretty much a phone interview, okay? So I had to explain to her how, I was attacked and all, and there were a metro train coming in, an inbound metro train coming in. See, look at that. No, is that out? Yeah, that's inbound. Yep, that's the inbound train. But yeah, so I had to explain to her I was attacking. I don't really want to tell her all that, because it ain't really that I guess it ain't as necessary. But I told her the thing, and I guess she understood from there why I quit that job. And then on top of that, I told her it's too far anyway. I don't have a car. So yeah, the main reason why my warehouse job, they were not compensating by the fact I need to make sure I catch the bus, because if I don't, I'm going to miss the bus, and therefore I'm now in a life for this situation. So there's that part. Excuse me, across the street wrong. But yeah, so I guess she understood it from there. And then that's, then she was just asking me about my my jobs, and asked me why did I leave my job at the grocery store, which is the same company. I told her relocation, and I don't know. She asked me what was the last thing I'd done over there, and that was me being a drug GM backup manager. And then, I told her I'd done a lot at that company. I've done a lot. So I don't know if she got to read my resume, but I literally showed her everything. And I told her the reason why I left is because of relocation. Because I don't understand how you don't understand. I'm telling you, you can see my resume and it says Georgia. And my most recent job, which is the one I'm currently working, the warehouse one, it says Illinois. Relocation, duh. But anyways, then she went back to my previous job before that, which was another warehouse, Amazon warehouse. And I told her the same reason. She asked me, why did you leave that one? Relocation. I don't understand, like, she's not understanding this and stuff. So, and eventually, after she was done pretty much interrogating me to why I leave my jobs or whatever, then she started, asking questions as far as, if I'm looking for full-time or anything. I said full-time. She said they only have part-time. She's talking 12 hours. I mean, obviously, I'm desperate, so I tell her that's okay. I know how the process works. Obviously, I didn't tell her that how I know the process works, but I really do. I really do know how the process works. So I can always earn more hours. I know that for sure. It's terrible, and the check will be smaller than what I'm currently making. But if I get hired, at least I know at least I'm doing what I'm doing. At least I have mental health. My mental health is okay. All right. My physical body is okay. On top of that, then I really have no problem with working a little bit less hours. And besides, it's a grocery store, all right? When someone new comes in, whoever is sick of that job, they'll quit. That's usually how it goes. So I know how this process works, okay? And then she saw my resume. So I'm not understanding what it is. She saw my resume. She can call the grocery store. I was just that. They will tell her all about me, all right? They would tell them all about me. I have a lot of accolades. But anyways, what really inspired this video is the fact that she told me 12 hours and I said full time. Look, I get it. If you're full in some areas, I get it, okay? Because you're trying to do their jobs. Because that's the thing. They only can schedule as many people as possible. And they only have a few hours of overtime to, allow, to permit. Because if they go above, like let's just say the company can only spare 500 hours, all right? Overtime would be, I don't know, 550 hours. If somebody's working overtime, and the manager see 560 hours, they got to tell someone to either clock out early or show up late. That's how it works from the manager's perspective when it comes to overtime, all right? Because if they do that, then their manager is going to get on them. But anyways, I won't go too much of that. But anyways, that's the problem. These managers they're not taking the slack. They're not taking the slack of these people who's calling off and everything. But anyways, going back on topic, the 12 hours part, I don't understand. Like, I mean, obviously she didn't ask me what I'm working, what work I'm doing now, but she didn't ask me what work I'm doing now. She just trying to figure out why I left my jobs. I mean, yes, I agree. I'm pretty sure she can tell I'm a little desperate to get a new job. But if she thinks that's me willing to work for 12 hours a week, and knowing this is not me even applying for a manager position. Not at all. It's not me doing that. But I'm just not understanding these companies. Like, people are here clearly to work. It was a dog. People are here clearly to work, to make a living. These companies know that. And I'm over here seeing a reel on Instagram where this dude, he was rejected at a job because he was asking about pay, about salary, about hours, and about what days in specific they're going to be working. So he was rejected in a job saying it's unprofessional to talk about pay and all that stuff. What kind of company is this? What's wrong with these job market? They want, and that's the thing, they're calling my generation lazy. They're calling my generation lazy just because we refuse to do the work of 3 people You know,
right on the same street.
it just really sucks, and we're completely being ignored. Like, we're really expected to, feel motivated. How in the world, like, it really doesn't, it just sucks. It really do suck that these companies think they can give this person 12 hours, do overtime, so little hours, plus overtime, unpaid overtime, be loyal to them, do all this work while they just sit on their ass all day. I'm not understanding this job market. It's not making any sense. This whole 12 hours per week thing, they clearly know that people cannot survive on 12 hours a week. And I don't understand why Whoopi Goldberg's old ass either talking about, and she's rich her entire life. To be fair, I don't know her full life story, so I'll give her that. Apologies for that. But at the same time, I don't understand this whole gaslighting from my generation that we don't want to work harder when we are working hard. We're working 2 full-time jobs and still can't afford a house, let alone even rent an apartment. And these apartment complexes and everything, they're expecting these perfect credit scores and these 3 times the amount type stuff. I'm not understanding where in the world these people getting this money from, and where in the world these companies getting this. They want slaves. They want slaves. And I'm taking it extremely personal because I did all this work for 3 years, all this manager stuff for this grocery store company, which I'm about to return to, and I got hired on the spot and rejected another one actually rejected my application recently from the same company. I don't understand that I should have been the most attractive worker, but here I am. Apparently, experience don't mean shit. But anyways, I'm ranted a little bit, but in conclusion, I don't like what these companies are doing. They really expect someone to be this whole team player junk, this whole team player stuff, and be aware of family, everything and all that, for so little hours, for so little pay, and so much work. And then we're supposed to be happy if they decide to lay us off. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. I'm generally convinced that these companies, they want slaves. If you want people to work for little, if you want people to slave wage at your job, then just say so. All right? And that's the thing. My generation, we're just now speaking up on it. And then the older generations, like boomers, they're calling us lazy because we're speaking up. We're fighting. That's the thing. These older generations, they expect conformity. They don't understand how hard it is for us. That's the thing. Boomers, they believe they've right in everything. They believe the world is the exact same as the way they were when they were in their 20s. So yeah, it doesn't make no sense. This jobbing, these companies, they're delusional. These employers, they're delusional. So yeah, like I said, I'm taking it personal because I don't understand how in the world I'm getting looked at crazy for calling off 3 times per month when they clearly said I can do that. I understand it is a pattern. I get that. I've been doing it for a year. I understand that part, but the policy is the policy. So why in the world y'all are breaking it? And then this whole 2 weeks notice thing. No, I'm not giving no 2 weeks notice, because as soon as I do that and let you know, you're going to fire me right there in the spot. So that's why we're just leaving jobs. I'm starting to question whether or not should I even give them a resignation letter. I didn't yet, but I was definitely planning. I already typed it out, but I don't know. Maybe I could just give them a little note, because at least it's in writing for their records. Where I don't care if I'm ineligible for rehire. I don't want to work there again. But that's just the game. What do y'all think? I applied for so much more applications now, but we don't know. These jobs, these employers and companies are delusional. That's it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.